Alright, that should do the trick. Hopefully we're streaming. Alright, so for the sake of keeping this educational, we're going to be doing some stuff in FL Studio. This is part 2 of a cleanup. And I will be showing you guys how to, add in effects if you want to learn how to do this. So like yesterday was all about cleaning up the mistakes. Now today we're going to be focusing on giving it a noise gate and potentially adding in the effects as well, because there's not really as much to this as day 0 was. God, not even close. Also, I hope that the microphone isn't too loud. Let me know if it is too loud. If the author is watching, welcome, and hopefully I don't butcher your story. Okay. So to basically add an effect, did I label it? You first have to put it on a track. So that's through this thing. You just have to put it on a track, load the audio sample in High Nightmare Moon, and then you can go to your mixer. This is where I want to be. Oh wait, yes it is. And then you go over to these little slots here, and you add in whatever you want. You can add in like delay or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But what I need right now is a limiter. This is basically your noise gate. So I actually need to turn my monitoring off, and this is where things get a little tricky. So I barely even turn any of this up. But you have to get it to where it doesn't cut too quick or let noise through too easily. This is what I mean, it's a little tricky. Whoops. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her... Okay, so that seems pretty effective, seeing it's cutting it right off, but it's not killing everything off at the end of the line. But we'll see about that as we go along. So what I need to do... Yeah, if I put that on a different track, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is give this an EQ, because it sucks right now. And I think I've got a pretty good... I can't talk. So the EQ you want normally is this one right here. Parametric EQ 2. This is the better one of the two, if you ask me. Which, if you wonder what an EQ is basically like adjusting pitches and like all that stuff. It's basically making your noise so that it's not too pitchy and not too, not too deep or whatever. It adjusts all the pitches of the audio to make it sound good. Like, that's the best way I can put it. So I'm just going to adjust the bandwidth so that it doesn't take a lot down. Normally I put 2 EQs on because the first one doesn't normally take everything out. But, yeah. So we're just going to play it. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her louder, grumpier sister, Limestone, into over-communication with others. After a bout of harsh discourse with her, most ponies would usher their business quickly, or find an excuse to leave. She loved Limestone for her sourness and complete lack of empathy towards others because it reduced the amount of incidents where Marble had to have exposure to others. But Limestone couldn't help her when the pony was staring back from inside the polished black of the standing onyx mirror that stood in the safe space of her own bedroom. Marble remained curled up on her bed, where she had retreated from the being in the mirror. The warm sheets provided no comfort as they entombed the mare within. Okay, that already sounds loads better. So that I'm happy with, but now I'm going to do basically another EQ to give it more of a oomph, kind of like a remaster. Okay. I'm going to keep the bandwidth the same. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her louder, grumpier sister, Limestone, into over-communication with others. After a bout of harsh discourse with her, most ponies would usher their business quickly, or find an excuse to leave. She loved Limestone for her sourness and complete lack of empathy towards others because it reduced the amount of incidents where Marble had to have exposure to others. But Limestone couldn't help her when the pony was staring back from inside the polished black of the standing onyx mirror that stood in the safe space of her own bedroom. Marble remained curled up on her bed, where she had retreated from the being in the mirror. The warm sheets provided no comfort as they entombed the mare within. Brushed lavender eyes flickered from inside the confines of the shivering blanket fort like distress. Okay, that's not too bad. I feel like I'm gonna have to do the other EQ again, because that sounds like the first one, so I'm gonna actually redo the other one. Would you move? So I'm actually going to take that one out. I said take that one out. Okay, there we go. And go in the provided order and do the EQ again. So this is just going to basically be the one where we add those little teensy adjustments to give it what it needs to in order to work. It may or may not come out the same. Which, from what I can hear, it sounds a little too loud, so I'm probably going to attack the high ends the most. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her louder, grumpier sister, Limestone, into over-communication with others. After a bout of harsh discourse with her, most ponies would usher their business quickly, or find an excuse to leave. She loved Limestone for her sourness and complete lack of empathy towards others because it reduced the amount of incidents where Marble had to have exposure to others. But Limestone couldn't help her when the pony was staring back from inside the polished black of the standing onyx mirror that stood in the safe space of her own bedroom. Marble remained curled up on her bed, where she had retreated from the being in the mirror. The warm sheets provided no comfort as they entombed the mare within. Brushed lavender eyes flickered from inside the confines of the shivering blanket fort like distress beacons in the direction of the mirror. Her heart beat like grouse wings, and her mouth ran dry of saliva. Her tongue felt like rough sandpaper as it retracted back into her throat, scratching at the soft flesh as it did. It's okay. Calm down. Okay, hang on. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Okay, so that's a high voice. Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how long she had been doing it, but her therapist had said holding conversations in her mind could help her ease into conversation with others. That was when she still had a therapist. The visits hadn't helped. Okay, So that seems okay for now. If I have to add a third EQ, that's fine. This is what we're going to go with for now. It already sounds 10 times better. Like, how high are we hitting on those high peaks? Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her louder, grumpier sister, Limestone, into over-communication with others. After a bout of harsh discourse with her, most ponies would usher their business quickly or find an excuse to leave. Okay. She loved Limestone for her sourness and complete lack of empathy towards others because it reduced the amount of incidents where Marble had to have exposure to others. But Limestone couldn't help her when the pony was staring back from inside the polished black of the standing onyx mirror that stood in the safe space of her own bedroom. We're hitting about right there. That's where we want to hit. We want to hit about 12, 9, or 6 on the high end. So now comes the fun part. Do I want to add in effects right now, or do I want to just go over the sound first? That also would probably be the safer bet. But one thing I do want to look at is the higher end parts, just to see if it may go too high. So let's take a look. Marble had spent just a but you saw that thing. It was probably just a trick of the baby. Oh yeah? Then get your scared butt out of bed and go look in the mirror. That is not too bad. Marble bit her bottom lip. See, hear that? That's a little breath that I am going to have to get out. I'm going to have to manually listen through this, but I'm going to add a reverb to it anyways, but I don't want to add any effects to something that I can't fix. So, I like the EQ so far. It already sounds it sounds loads better already. Like, here, let me give you a good comparison. Here's with the thing as she tugged it downward. And here's without it. As she tugged it downward. See? A lot more sharp. Sounds 10 times better already. That can sometimes be exactly what fixes your problems, is the EQ alone. And bit painfully, fretfully into one dread that had been eating at her. She couldn't even let the thought coalesce clearly. The voice in her head giggled knowingly. And if I have to change the volume or anything, there's plenty of plugins for that. Like this one right here, Fruity Balance is perfect. That's basically a volume knob, it's a volume thing. I can't think of what it's called right now. My brain does not want to play nice. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the Earth Pony, but she had learned to live with the routine frights that swept her insecurities, such as talking to strangers, or being seen in public. She could hide, run away, or push her louder, grumpier sister, Limestone, into over-communication with others. After a bout of harsh discourse with her, most ponies would usher their business quickly or find an excuse to leave. She loved Limestone for her sourness and complete lack of empathy towards others because it reduced the amount of incidents where Marble had to have exposure to others. But Limestone couldn't help her when the pony was staring back from inside the polished black of the standing onyx mirror that stood in the safe space of her own bedroom. Marble remained curled up on her bed, where she had retreated from the being in the mirror. Really? The warm sheets provided no comfort as they entombed the mare within. brushed lavender eyes flickered from inside the confines of the shivering blanket fort like distress beacons in the direction of the mirror. Her heart beat like grouse wings, and her mouth ran dry of saliva. Her tongue felt like rough sandpaper as it retracted back into her throat, scratching at the soft flesh as it did. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. Okay, I already know I want more space there. Because that don't seem right, so I'm just going to cut it. Let's just get started with this. Throat, scratching at the soft flesh as it did. It's okay. Calm down. Okay, It's okay. Did. It's okay. Calm down. What was as it did? It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? She's just babbling to herself at this point. So, just trying to remember. Should I just do it? I mean, we're gonna do it regardless. So, might as well. So, in the last one I did explain how to do this, but I'll do it again. So to add an effect without, things getting in the way. Oh, as it did. Then I do have to do this first. Okay, so I'm going to export it. I'm going to export the entire file. No. Marble and the... No. No! Oh my god. EQ added. We'll just do that. And everything. Yep. Okay. So we're going to export it now so that when I'm doing the other, like when I'm doing the other effects, I can basically apply them and not have the EQ have to be reapplied. That is a B. And potentially impossible to get 100% correct. Austin, I don't know who you even are. I don't know what story you're talking about. Honestly, I don't. So this will take a minute. But it'll be over pretty quickly. If it's a story of yours that I have promised to do, it's either because I've lost track of it, or I just haven't really gotten to it yet. I currently don't think I have any others in progress that I know I need to start on. If it's a requested story, more than likely I'm probably not going to do it. Especially if it doesn't really fit my my style, or like my preferences. That's what I meant to say. I'm a psychological horror kind of guy, but the freaking grammar has to be acceptable. The plot can't be cliche as shit. It has to be good. Need more coffee. Really should drink as much as I do, but meh, whatever. Don't believe me. Wow, really? There's already game nights up for that? Wow, that was quick. Should be interesting how that set plays out in Commander. I'm gonna get more coffee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna need coffee. There. Okay. It's gonna make a little beep boop. Totally. It would have made the beep boop by now because I can do stuff. Okay, so I need to just basically re-import it. Am I gonna need this? No, I won't. So I need to. Oh, I know what I can do.
Well, it does sometimes.
I know what I can do. All I need to do is this: load new sample. That'd be an M. My God, I need to clean up my shit. Doink. And just like that, it's fixed. But I do need to take the effects off of one. Effect, could I? No, I couldn't. So the EQ should be added. Ouch. To make sure that it's not all screwed up, because that does tend to happen. Let me just need to zoom out. There we go. Doink it, doink it, doink. Okay, for fuck's sake. Okay. Okay then. Oh, I know what happened. I don't know why freaking FL Studio likes to do this, but it does. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It should be fine. Okay, so this is all on. This is all going to be on one. Hello, Magatar. That's an interesting name. Okay. So now what I need to do is take these off so that I don't get the same exact effects. Maybe. Oh, like that. Delete that. Delete this. The limiter's already applied. Okay. So now we're just gonna start from square one, hopefully. Hopefully everything's fine. Really? Are you going? Yeah, you're going. Oh my God. Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Also, let me know if my mic is too loud, because yesterday when I was listening back to this, I noticed the mic levels were really low, so I turned them up a little in Audacity. If it's ringing your ears, please let me know. So that was in like That was on like bar 41 or whatever. Right here.
Brushed lavender eyes.
Brushed.
Curled up on her bed, where she had retreated from the being in the mirror. The warm sheets provided no comfort as they entombed the mare within. It's okay.
There it is. Alright, now how you add effects without fucking everything up? Well, you have to move them to a different track. You have to make sure that the EQ and all that's applied first, though. So you have to go like this. You can't see it, but there's a little pencil thing up here. You gotta click on that. Go to this little corner thing. Go to make unique as sample. Name it whatever. Sure, that works. And then we want to go to this thing with rectangles. And we want to move that to a different track, so that it doesn't get everything on track 1. Then we go to our lovely little mixer, and everything will be added on to track 2. So insert 2, this is where we add all of our effects. Which for this one, seeing it's a mind effect. And let's see what reverb sounds alone. And I think if I remember correct,
It's okay.
that's loud. And you don't want reverb to be too loud unless you're in like unless like the line is in a very reverb environment.
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly.
Wow, why does that sound so bad?
It's okay.
So the reverb sounds fine, but something's catching my mind.
Her throat, scratching at the soft flesh as it did. It's okay. Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how long she had been doing it.
Okay, everything is in the right spot. Because limiter's gone too. Or it's there too. But I want to add a delay as well. And delay is where things get a little tricky. So I'm trying to remember the exact setup that I had for like minds. It was on, I think, delay bank. And it was a preset.
Marble talked to herself wordlessly.
Oh, on the wrong line.
It's okay.
Okay, so I have to get that to not be as rapid somehow. Why is the preset on?
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination?
That sounds more
Marble
robotic.
talked to her. It's okay. Calm down. What's that?
No.
Nothing. Maybe just your imagination?
No.
Marble talked to herself wordlessly.
Like, I'm trying to remember exactly how I did this. I remember I slowed down the echoes, but how did I do it? I think I turned the time down all the way. Like almost to 0.
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how... It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? No.
Okay, hang on. This is tricky stuff. Trying to remember what it was called.
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing?
That's not too bad.
Nothing. Maybe just your imagination?
No.
Marble talked to herself wordlessly. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing.
What is this?
Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how long she had been doing it, but her therapist had said holding conversations in her mind could help. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing?
Turn
Nothing.
it down a little bit.
Maybe just your imagination? It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how long she had been doing it, but her therapist had said holding conversations in her mind could help her ease into It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing?
Way too
Nothing.
low.
Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how
Maybe
long
it's
she
this
had
one.
been doing it, but her therapist had said holding comfort. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall how long she had been doing it. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing?
It's not that one.
It's
Oh, jeez. Nope, not that one. I remember I adjusted two things, because I did this for day 0 too. Thank God for only one line.
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing?
That's not too bad.
Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She couldn't recall. It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing.
That's not too bad. It's just got kind of a little kick off of it. But there will be music playing in the background and all that crap.
It's okay. Calm down. What was that thing? Nothing. Maybe just your imagination? Marble talked to herself wordlessly. She could recall how long she had been doing it, but her therapist had said holding conversations in her mind could help her ease into conversation with others. That was when she still had a therapist. The visits hadn't helped. Dread filled the room like a suffocating tire smoke.
Okay, I can hear... or not hear something, but I can tell something isn't right.
Said holding conversations in her mind could help her ease into conversation with others. That was when she still had a therapist. The visits hadn't helped. Dread filled the room.
I want to separate that just a little bit. Give a little more space.
That was when she still had a therapist. The visits hadn't helped.
That's good.
Dread filled the room like a suffocating tire smoke, caustic and raising to the lungs. Marble had been combing her mane in front of the mirror when she saw the demented face staring back at her.
Hang on.
Hadn't helped. Dread filled the room like a suffocating tire smoke, caustic and raising to the lungs. Marble had been combing her mane in front of the mirror when she saw the demented face staring back at her. She had only glimpsed at it, but the sight had panicked her. Marble had bolted like a frightened child to her bed, knocking the lamp beside her bed over and extinguishing the light like a blade across the jugular as the flickering flame snuffed. The brush she was running through her...
Because let me explain why adding all of those like effects to one unique style helps with this within this case. Because then all of the voices are going to have the same effect and I can apply them to the same channel. Now, I'm going to probably add a different effect when it comes later in the story, but that's for later.
The brush she was running through her mane had flown in an unknown direction, lying in an unseen part of the room. The mirror had upturned as Marble had kicked out reflectively from the shock of what she had observed. The mirror...
Oh, fuck you, holiday. It is flipping hot. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Hopefully you're wearing green. Otherwise you're gonna get a pinch. Still got green on. I literally do not have any socks or anything that can, like, you know, help me. I'm a black and red person.
Mirror had upturned as Marble had kicked out reflectively from the shock of what she had observed. The reflective stone, held by brass and steel, faced the ceiling where it met the wall. Apart from the long, thin piece of onyx, the mirror was mundane. It had been a fixture of Marble's bedroom for almost as long as she could remember. A gift from her father, Igneous, on her 4th birthday. Marble had spent days of aggregated time reviewing herself within the brass borders. Nothing had ever been there before. Nothing scary, at least. Can't be scared all the time.
Here we go again.
It's bad for you. But you saw that thing. It was probably just a trick of the eyes. What are you going to do? Just stay here bundled up, afraid to get out of the bed all night? It's not that bad of an idea, is it? What about in the morning? Are you going to throw a blanket over the mirror and just pretend it doesn't exist? Maybe. So you are really going to regress the point you can't look at yourself anymore? Too afraid of what might be there? Oh, Celestia, you are such a baby, Marble. I'm not a baby. Oh yeah? Then get your scared butt out of bed and go look in the mirror. Marble bit her bottom lip.
See what I mean? Okay, I'm about to show you why putting all of those effects on one track is important. I'm gonna get that breath out of there. Make sure it is out.
Marble bit her.
Okay, that's fine. Because now, when I make this track unique, which all it means when it's saying unique is it's basically making its own separate thing. So I'm just gonna, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go to the mixer, or not the mixer, the channel thing, and put that current saved one to 2, and watch the magic happen.
Nothing scary, at least. Can't be scared all the time. It's bad for you.
That's fine.
But you saw that thing. It was probably just a trick of the eyes. What are you going to do? Just stay here bundled up, afraid to get out of the bed all night? It's not that bad of an idea, is it? What about in the morning? Are you going to throw a blanket over the mirror and just pretend it doesn't exist? Maybe. So you are really going to regress the point you can't look at yourself anymore? Too afraid of what might be there? Oh, Celestia, you are such a baby, Marble. I'm not a baby. Oh yeah? Then get your scared butt out of bed and go look in the mirror.
Marble bit her bottom lip. Okay, so now I'm going to move that forward just a little bit. But see, now that all those effects are applied to one channel, ta-da, it works. This one I want to get, I think, a little closer too. It's already set to part 2, so it's no big deal.
I'm not a baby. Oh yeah? Then get your scared butt out of bed and go look in the mirror.
Marble bit her bottom lip. The pain brought her back to a conversation. Hang on.
Look in the mirror.
Marble bit her bottom lip. The pain back from the mental conversation. This is tough.
Look in the mirror.
Marble bit her bottom lip. The pain brought her back from the mental conversation. It's kind of hard to determine at the moment because of the fact.
Go look in the mirror.
Marble bit her bottom lip. The pain brought her back from the mental conversation. Is that close? She could only draw a disquiet. The pain brought her back from the mental conversation. A little. She could only draw disquieted half-breaths despite the many minutes she had spent cocooned inside of her blanket dealing with the fright that had caused her to collapse. Her lungs... I heard that. This is what we're listening for, little hiccups that the noise gate didn't catch. I know the music's probably going to knock the majority of it out, but that's not professional. Had caused her to collapse. Her lungs flapped like the wings of a hummingbird, heaving and expiring the warm air so quickly that they could scarcely absorb oxygen. She needed to face her fears. Wasn't that what her family had told her whole life? What they had paid the therapist for? That if she allowed her inability to communicate with others to grow large, it may be... No. That... Oh, hey. That if she allowed her inability... Wow, didn't see that coming. That if she allowed. But that's how easy you can miss a mistake. That if she allowed her inability to communicate with... I had a feeling that was kind of weird. So let me get that out. Page the therapist for? That if she allowed her inability to communicate with others to grow large, it may begin to affect other aspects of her life? Was this the progression of her irrational shyness? The blanket around her was a tightly latched straitjacket, biting into her in places and restricting her movement. Holy shit.
How did it get so tight? Wasn't it loose just a moment ago? Maybe you should get used to it, crybaby. Keep regressing, and you'll have to be put in a home. You know what happened to Ping. Shut up! I'm just saying, Marble. Things like that typically run in the family. Freeing herself from the...
Okay, so this is going to be interesting because I want to... Yeah, I can make it unique and then just overlap it. That's fine. But now I don't have to worry about doing all this shit over and over again. Is that right? Yep. Oops. Make unique. Sure. Move it to the right channel. This is basically the step of organizing and getting things right.
How did it get so tight?
Places and restricting her movement.
How did it get so tight? Wasn't it loose just a moment ago? Maybe you should get used to it, crybaby. Keep regressing, and you'll have to be put in a home. You know what happened to Pink. Shut up!
Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut that and put it like overlapping. Gotta make sure I get it right on the dot. I don't even have to move it. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly, but we'll do this kind of thing. So that sounds like an interruption.
To Pink. Shut up! To Pink. Shut up!
There we go. That's more like it.
To Pink. Shut up! I'm just saying, Marble.
Oh shit. That's alright. It's okay, we can fix it. Had to run in the family, right?
Run in the family.
Yep, right there. Okay. Bring that back. Then all they need to do is this. Sure, that's awesome. And 2.
Pink, shut up! I'm just saying, Marble. Things like that typically run in the family. Freeing herself from the grappling blanket, Marble rolled to her hooves, to her Pink, shut up! Family. Freeing herself from the grappling blanket,
That's good.
Marble rolled to her hooves and paused, shrinking down to her haunches as the mirror loomed across from her. It somehow seemed like a tower, an altar of pitch-colored stone waiting for a victim to sacrifice to the horrors of the everlasting night. She worried she was feeding herself to whatever dark god was trapped inside. She really didn't want to look, but the conversational theoretical other in her head would chide her for inactivity and fearing everything if she dawdled for too long. It seemed the other voice was louder than her own recently. Sometimes she hated ever starting those talks with herself, though she really couldn't remember when she did. It felt as though she had always had them, even before the therapist had instructed her to have them. She lifted from her haunches gingerly and eased across the room before the voice remarked to her about the speed she traveled. The mirror still looked to the ceiling as Marble came within touching distance. A lump stuck in her throat the size of a geode. It ached from the desert that her swallowing apparatus had become. Okay, good job.
Okay.
Geode. It ached from the desert that her Hey, good job. Okay, good job.
Right there. Alright, let's cut this. Move it out a little bit. Whoa.
To become. Okay, good job. I knew you in to become. Okay, good job. I knew you had it in you to cross the floor.
Okay.
The voice was sarcastic, and Marble harumphed to herself. You.
Okay. Alright. Make unique. Good. Want to make sure I'm not making too much space in just a second. Whoops.
From the desert that her swallowing apparatus had become. Okay, good job. I knew you had it in you to cross the floor. The voice was sarcastic, and Marble harumphed to herself. In you to cross the floor. The voice was sarcastic, and Marble harumphed to herself. You don't have to be like that, you know. I'm not a baby. Prove it. Pull the mirror down and
Okay, stop. Just a little bit.
continue to cross the to herself. You don't have to be like that, you know. I'm not a prove it. You don't have to be like that, you know. I'm not a baby. Prove it. Pull the mirror down and look into it. I'll show you. But if that thing is there, I don't want to hear any more smart Alec comments. Marble did as instructed.
Okay, I think I can actually cheat a little bit and get through it with that stupid breath just being lost. All right. Unique. Boink. 2.
You don't have to be like that, you know. I'm not a baby. Prove it. Pull the mirror down, harumphed to herself. You don't have to be like that, you know. I'm not a baby. Prove it. Pull the mirror down and look into it. I'll show you. But if that thing is there, I don't want to hear any more smart Alec comments. Marble did as instructed and hesitantly brought her hoof to the upward. Any more smart Alec comments. Marble did as instructed and hesitantly brought her hoof to the upward facing stone. Her hoof floated a few inches away from the polished reflective surface and trembled. Something inside warned her. Something small and distant. Don't chicken out now. Touch it. Her hoof edged closer and rattled off a series of
This will be interesting once I get this all organized. Blink. Make unique. Sure. If we could get this down too, that'd be wonderful.
small and distant. Don't chicken out now. Touch it. Her something small and distant. Don't chicken out now. Touch it. Her hoof edged.
Okay, I need to bring that back a little bit. Hello, Johnny, no way.
Touch it. Her hoof edged closer and rattled off a series of sharp. Touch it. Her hoof edged closer and rattled off a series of sharp clacks as her nerves vibrated her frightened hooves against the rock. She felt the lump moving in her throat, tearing its way, unlubricated by saliva, down into her chest where it lodged behind her pumping heart. Her breathing was ragged and jittery, like a one-legged rabbit trying to run from a predator. She felt like crying. Down she goes, Marble. Pull it down and look into it.
Okay. The context may not make sense, but trust me, it'll make sense. It's not what you think. Even though it does sound like something totally different. There's even another inappropriate line. Well, unintentionally inappropriate line. Basically, we're in the organizing phase. We're organizing every single line and giving them the proper effects. And I've already done the little cheat that allows me to... It's not even a cheat. It's just what gives me the ability to not have to do things over and over again.
She felt like crying. Down she goes. Pull it. Down she goes, Marble. Pull it down and look into it.
God, even that sounds unintentionally inappropriate.
She felt like crying. Down she goes, Marble. Pull it down and look into it. As her and look into it. She almost felt mesmerized as her hoof followed the command she had not issued. The heavy stone mirror gently creaked as the surface rotated towards the gray mare. Marble wanted to
I heard that. Lovely little breath trying to get in through my noise gate. Alright. Nope.
and looking. Gray mare. Marble wanted to close her eyes, to avoid the thing that was just waiting on the other side, but something wouldn't let her. She turned her head to one side, trying to defend part of her vision as the ceiling slowly rotated away to be replaced by the wall. Picture frames hung of her family in the mirror as she tugged it downward. She could see the top of her head, the dark gray mane rendered almost black in the lightless room. She swallowed hard and prepared to look into her reflected face. She hoped she would recognize the mirror in the mirror, but it was the eyes, her eyes, that she
let me see if I can't get that a little more space.
The mirror, but it was the
right there. Ah, fuck. Alright. Are you sure it's not a romance? No, it's not. It may sound inappropriate in some places. No.
Recognize the mirror in the mirror, but it was the eyes, her eyes, that she dreaded the most to see. She had only caught them for a fraction of a second before. They were rimmed in the hellish golds of deep flame, the pupils elongated like that of a cat and glowing like a smeared firefly.
It's like a dragon's
Sclera
eyes.
had been banishment, the void of the unknown, and the iris a fountain of dark, old blood. Time's wasting. Is the
Okay. Boink. Bring this out. Because that's way too close. Alright, I think it ends right here.
in my own time. She paused.
Is there an overlap here?
Alone. I'm doing it, okay? Or, leave me alone. I'm doing it, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna add the effects first. Just in my own time, right?
In my own time. She paused, taking.
Yep, that's it. Okay, so let's add the effect first. Make unique as sample, just make it into its own separate clip. Sure, that works. Put on 2 so that it has the same effect.
Blood. Time's wasting. Is this all you have to. Want me to. Old blood. Time's wasting. Is the of the unknown, and the iris a fountain of dark, old blood. Time's wasting.
That's fine.
Is this all you have to offer? Want me to make the reservations at the psych ward for you now, or leave me alone?
Right there, bingo. Alright, so it'll have the same effects. Just need to move it back a little bit more, so that sounds like an interruption.
Now, or leave me alone. I'm doing it, okay? Just in my own time.
There we go.
She paused, taking in a breath of hot air that burned deep in her chest. She thought she felt her heart stop as she readied herself for the terrifying visage that awaited her in the reflection. She yanked the mirror down and prepared to shriek. Staring back were the lavender eyes she knew well. It was just herself standing awkwardly.
I want to build up suspense right there. So let's cut that. Push it forward just a tad.
She yanked the mirror down and prepared to shriek. Staring back were the lavender eyes she knew well. It was just herself standing awkwardly with a jagged grimace. Simple, frightened marble pie. Her mind raced to conclude what she had witnessed before, and she tapped playfully at her reflection. She couldn't help but chuckle silently to herself and her worrisome stupidity. You are a mess, Marble. You really need to get it together.
Push that forward a little bit. That's what she said. Okay. What else here?
You really need to get it together. I know. I'm trying. I know you are. It's always the quiet ones.
I'm gonna add a demonic effect there, but I'll do that. I'll do that later on. That way I don't have a ton of cluttered space.
Huh?
Ah, I heard that. Well, then again, the reverb might take it out.
Where's your main brush? That was a good question.
Aha. Alright. Bring that down. A main brush. Considering I've been around horses and know just how thick those manes are, yeah, it wouldn't be easy to brush them. I know, they're supposed to represent, you know, women hair, but, you know, like a actual female's, you know, hair, but they're horses. I mean, okay. Two.
Worrisome stupidity.
Okay, not that far away.
Worrisome stupidity. You are a mess, Marble. You really need to get it together. Worrisome stupidity. You are a mess, Marble. You really need to get it together. I know. I'm trying. I know you are. It's always the quiet ones. Huh? Where's your main brush?
Not happy with the distance on some of those. You really need to get it together. There'd be a little bit more of a pause. Just a tad bit of a pause. I know I'm trying.
I know. I'm trying.
I know it's always the quiet ones. Alright, let me see something.
I know. I'm trying. I know you are. It's always the quiet ones. Huh? Where's your main brush? That was a...
Okay, bring that forward. Okay, bring that forward. That should be
couldn't
good.
help but chuckle silently to herself and her worrisome stupidity. You are a mess, Marble. You really need to get it together. I know. I'm trying. I know you are. It's always the quiet ones. Huh? Where's your main brush?
Right there.
Couldn't help.
God damn it.
Huh? Once. Huh? Where's your main brush?
It needs to be closer.
Once. Huh?
It's that stupid little piece of crap right there that is messing me up. The little piece right there that is right at the beginning that's driving me crazy.
Once. Huh?
There we go.
Where's your main brush? Once. Huh? Where's your once? Huh? Where's your main brush? That was a good question.
That doesn't seem too bad.
once. Huh? Where's your main brush? That was a good question. She knew it had gone flying, but wasn't sure where and in the lampless dark of the room. There may be no finding it. She hoped her lamp wasn't broken. The house was old. Generations had lived there before her, and each room had only one or two modern amenities. An overhead light source had yet to be installed to her particular bedroom. The night rolled into the room, and only then did Marble wonder where the day had gone. Time had been flying by recently. She and Limestone did most of the work nowadays, and days blended together when they were so untouched by change.
Want that to go forward a little bit? It's not a romance thing. It's actually very intimate because you're basically talking to your inner demon. It is intimate, but not in that fashion.
Wonder where the day had gone. Time had been flying by recently. She and Limestone did most of the work nowadays, and days blended together when they were so untouched by change. But had she even been in the fields today? What about yesterday? She scrunched her features and a
little bit more of a pause on that one. I'm trying to make this as best as I can. I'm trying to make the stream as entertaining as I can, but it's just work.
Had she even been in the fields today? What about yesterday?
Better.
She scrunched her features in confusion and tried to recall what she had done in the last few days. Maybe her nature was getting to her, and the self-imposed fright had rattled or addled her brain.
Okay.
She could only recall bits and pieces of the last week, and none of it was more than waking up, rolling around in bed to get comfortable, or other middling things. She looked down from the mirror and crouched, searching below the brass frame with her hooves, hoping to feel the brush more than see it. She could feel the tall tendrils of the rug upon which the mirror stood, one of only two she kept to cut the bite of the cold wooden floor. Her hoof bumped something, and she pulled it close, smiling gingerly at the brush. She stood once more, cradling the ebony wood brush in one hoof. Now she just needed to check on the lamp, and hopefully she could finish combing and straightening her mane before. She looked up, and horror stared back into her from the depths of the abyssal glass.
I heard that. I heard you, little bastard. Get out of here. Get out of here. No one wants you. Get out of here. No one wants you. I don't know why that turned from New York accent to something that I don't even know what to call it. Get out of here. No one likes you.
Depths of the abyssal glass. Eyes of black ash and raging flame poured into Marble like molten steel,
Okay,
filling
definitely
the mare
going
with
on here.
white-hot fear and rigid, rebar-like stiffness that would render rigor mortis envious. Locked in place, she gawked in terror as the figure before her grinned from ear to ear with a mouth of rotting, worm-infested teeth. The smile it gave was a sepulchre for joy and happiness, their corpses gaunt and drawn up tightly from the decay like dead, fried marshmallow shells. It looked like her. Celestia, help her. The thing in the mirror looked like her.
Okay, hang on. I want to give this some more pause, because it's more of a dramatic effect.
It looked like her. Celestia, help her. The thing in the mirror looked like her. Her muscles tore free from the stiffness, and a bright bolt of pain flared up each leg as she twisted and turned, fleeing from the gaze of the onyx surface. It seemed the thing inside was laughing at her, though she couldn't hear it. The laughter came from inside of her head. Limestone! I need to get my sister. She'll know what to do.
Whoa, that was loud. This is all taking place inside of her head. Kind of. Okay, is there any other dialogue?
She'll know what to do. The voice in her head.
Nope. Okay, so... Do I toy around for a minute? Probably. That'd be a good idea. Good. Key. The computer isn't being too laggy, so that's good news. How loud is that? Let me open my mixer.
Of her head. Limestone! I need to get my sister. She'll know what to do.
That ain't too bad.
The voice in her head. Her.
In your head. Sorry, that's all that comes to my head.
Of her head. Limestone! I need to get my sister. She'll know what to do.
Nope.
The voice in her head. Her conversation imitation.
Conversation imitation. Boy, that author was trying to trip me up on some words.
She'll know what to do. The voice in her head. Her conversation patient. She'll know what to do. The voice in her head. Her conversation imitation was eerily quiet. Maybe it realized now that Marble had told the truth. Or maybe it was still reeling from the nightmare in the mirror. Limestone's room was right next door, and Marble made the distance in only a few seconds. She hammered her hooves into the door loudly. Her parents were upstairs asleep, but age had brought the sunset of their hearing, and even Limestone had to almost yell for them to hear her. Wake up! Wake up, Limestone! Please!
Okay, that's gonna be a
Marble
mix of
paused to look behind her.
That's gonna be a mix of like door knocking and all that stuff. So this will be interesting. Hang on, let me actually double check on that. I'm pretty sure it's all in her head, but I want to be absolutely sure. I think that rigor mortis was a little long. No, that's the proper spelling of it, rigor mortis. Sometimes it's pronounced rigor mortis, but rigor mortis. Let's see, I need to go to film fiction. I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure I'm right. What am I looking for again? I swear my brain is about as useful as a box of rocks anymore. Wait, is it up there? Yeah, it's up there. Okay. That's the proper pronunciation of it, rigor mortis. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I was checking to see if it was italicized. Did you go back around? No. It's a little higher up. Okay, so limestones aren't, but everything that she's saying is all in her head.
Wake up! Wake up, Limestone! Please!
Okay, hang on.
To hear her.
A little too far away.
To hear her. Wake up! Wake up, Limestone! Please! And even Limestone had to almost yell for them to hear her. Wake up! Wake up, Limestone! Please! Marble paused to look behind her. The door was hanging open.
Okay, we're gonna definitely add some more space after that. Sure. Put that on 2. No, not 3. 2.
Yell for them to hear her. Wake up! Wake up, Limestone! Please! Marble paused to look behind her. The door was hanging open like the maw of a bleached skull. Please! Marble paused to look behind her. The door was hanging open like the maw of a bleached skull, empty and dreamless.
Okay, let me show you. See, it's 2 words. Pronunciation. It's 2 words. It's not one full word. Full word.
Rigor mortis.
There you go. Proof. I have proof. I can pronounce words. Okay, what am I doing? Oh.
It remained still and quiet. She turned and rattled another volley of shrieks into the door and strained to hear over the blood pumping in her ears. Once more, her heart thrummed like the engine of a locomotive. Funneling fear laced her blood throughout the extremities of her body, jerking her motions and fueling her panic. "Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!" Limestone growled.
Okay, so that would be normal, but there would be a little bit of something, a little bit of echo. That will have to wait for another time. Well, not another time, but... No, I can actually do that. I just have to move it to a different track and give it a different effect. Okay. I know, that phrase always sounds wrong now. Like, once you figure out, certain terminology, it just ruins everything. Okay. Boink. Grab this. 1, 2, 3. Not 4. 3. Thank you. It's also got to sound a little muffled. Okay. Go to my mixer. Let's give it a little teensy bit of reverb. Not much. If I can find it. Brain, can we just work for once? Thank you.
It remained still.
Whoops.
"Hold your horses, will you?"
Nope, wrong. Okay, first things first. It's on the right track. Now I just need to lower the reverb amount.
"Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!" Limestone growled. Marble's sister was always grouchy.
Maybe just give it... Yeah, just give it the reverb to sound like it's fitting the mood. I don't know. But it does need to have a bit of a muffle to it. Because it's behind a door. Now, question. How did I do that? Good question. So I think that would fall under an EQ. You would apply bass like crazy.
"Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!"
Or take the bass out.
"Hold your horse."
Okay, let me think here. What do I need to do? So I need to lower a lot of things. So the highs need to go down. Mids, I think, need to go up. I think that's how you get that kind of sound effect. We'll just fiddle around for a second.
"Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!"
Close. Close. That's close. But we don't want any highs getting in.
"Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!"
Okay, let me turn the reverb off real quick. A bit ear rapey. I can adjust that.
"Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming!"
Close. Let me just drop completely and let's see what happens. If not, I'll just have to do it in Audacity because I know how to do it in Audacity. Completely. Oh, there goes my fan.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Hold your horses. Bad joke, author. Bad joke.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Okay, so that's very, very close. Very close to what I want. It does need to be adjusted a little bit volume-wise, but that's what I'm going for. So then we add a little bit more bass to it. We're doing another EQ. Just add a little bit more bass to it and turn the volume down a little bit.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Sorry about your
Limestone
ears.
grab.
Okay. So let me just like...
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
That's about what I want. And then we want a volume nozzle. A volume nozzle. Volume knob. Fuck me. So turn the fruity balance down. Quite a lot. About 4 decibels, I'd say.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Lime.
Too low though.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming. Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming. Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
That's where I can hear it. Okay, apply the reverb and see what happens.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
That sounds
Limestone
okay.
grab.
That sounds okay. I think that's about as good as it's probably gonna get.
Her body, jerking her motions and fueling her panic.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Limestone growled. Marble's sister was always grouchy and waking her up, her body, jerking her motions and fueling her panic.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Limestone growled. Marble's sister was grouchy.
Okay.
Panic.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Limestone growled. Marble's sister was always grouchy, and waking her up late at night was never a smart decision. But Marble wanted so badly to see the aggravation, if not outright hate, in her eyes. Limestone's voice was comforting enough that Marble felt the knife edge of tension soften a little, and her breathing returned to her control. Limestone won't be able to help, Marble. You know that.
Is that okay to your guys' ears? And thank you, Maggots. Hour, the intro name? Yeah. It seems fine to my ears, and I have good headphones on to hear that. Okay, so next dialogue line is going to be here and here.
Panic.
Okay.
Limestone won't be able to help, Marble. You know that. You! Why would you say that? She'll know what to do. I told you I saw that thing in the mirror.
We'll see how the reverb helps. Well, first I'm going to make it unique. Make unique as simple. Is my volume okay, by the way? The mic volume, I mean. Because I did turn it up a little bit because last night when I was rewatching it, the freaking mic volume was so low, so I turned it up a little bit. Okay, I need to turn it up in... Or not turn it up, but change it to 2. See what that does.
Her breathing returned to her control.
Limestone won't be able to help.
Oh shit. Did I put on the wrong Fujifilm? Yep, I made a mistake. Whoopsies. Wait, what? Hold on. You shouldn't be on that track. Why? Oh my god, why are you on that track? Why are you on my track? Why are you on that track? Why? Just obey.
To her control. Limestone won't be
There we go. That's more like it.
to her control. Limestone won't be able to help, Marble. You know that. You! Why would you say that? She'll know what to do. I told you I saw that thing in the mirror.
Okay. Sounds kind of like Dash, not gonna lie. Sounds like you just... She'll be able to help. You know, like that. Alright, bring this back because there's that nasty little booger at the beginning. There's one in the middle right here, too.
You! Why would you say that? She'll know what to do. I told you I saw that thing in the mirror. Oh, Marble.
Oh, fuck. Put it in the wrong place. Ah!
Things for what they are. You know Limestone can't help.
Hey,
The
that
door
got the
swung
P.
open to reveal a
It got the P. Wow. It actually got the P. That's shocking. Normally the noise gate shuts out P's and stuff like that. Like low frequency stuff. Okay, make sure they put it on 2 this time. This time? Man, me and my language today. Okay, bring this. I swear a lot.
You! Why would you say that? She'll know what to do. I told you I saw that thing in the mirror. Oh, Marble. Come on, sweetie. You need to see things for what they are. You know Limestone can't help. The door swung open to reveal a face nearly as frightening as the one in Marble's mirror. Limestone was the picture of agitation.
Oh, jeez.
Her scowl was menacing, and the brush fire of irritation behind her eyes scorched Marble where they stood. What, Marble? What? What did I tell you about knocking on this door after 7 p.m.?
Oh, that was fun. Not fun for my throat, but... Well, Limestone isn't that bad. She's just a little... You need more practice. Okay, bring that out. It will have a natural, like, reverb to it, because she's just basically in an empty house. Well, in a hallway, technically. So I'm gonna have to move that to a different track now. Just give it a reverb and that should be good. Turn that down quite a bit.
You! Why would you say... What, Marble? What? What did I tell you about knocking on this door after 7 p.m.?
Okay. A little too much. God, that's strong.
What, Marble? What? What did I tell you about knocking on this door after 7 p.m.?
That's fine.
The gray mare snatched Limestone's hooves and tugged as hard as she could, pulling her towards her room. The grumpy mare simmered and said small, unknown things under her breath. None of them sounded
Ah, I heard that.
her breath. Her breath.
Right there.
Her breath. None of them sounded particularly friendly. Her breath. None of them sounded particularly friendly, but she allowed Marble to drag her into Marble's room. Maybe it was the paleness of her features, or maybe the big, frightened eyes. Either way, Limestone committed herself to the needs of her sister. Careful not to step in a manner where the mirror would catch sight of her, Marble sidestepped into her room, creeping up on the mirror after letting go of Limestone's leg. She moved quickly to the side of the furniture and motioned Limestone to stand before it. Her eyes shuddered, and she recoiled down as small as possible, covering her head with both forelegs, and waited for her older, braver sister to see the thing inside. If this is some sort of joke, I'm not going to be happy. Limestone.
I mean, I'm not in bed at 7 p.m. I'm in bed at like 10:30 p.m. So, man, Limestone and them have a very sucky sleep schedule. I better check how much space this is using up after this. So that was on 4. Yep. Not 5, 4.
If this is some sort of her sister to see the thing inside. If this is some sort of joke, I'm not going to be happy. Limestone warned and shook her head angrily.
Ah!
She marched to the mirror and looked deeply into it. Her hateful expression never changed as she tilted her head from side to side and then lifted and lowered the mirror, inspecting it. Her eyes focused like light through a prism onto the cowering mare. Told you she didn't see it. There's nothing there that shouldn't be there, Marble. Marble was stunned and bit her lip, curling up in preparation.
Stop. Actually, I want to check something real quick. I have to push this over a little bit. 466 megabytes. Ah, we're fine. We fine. As long as it doesn't go over like 1,000, we're fine. Make unique is simple. 1, 2. Right.
Told you she onto the cowering mare. Told you she didn't see it. There's nothing there that shouldn't be there, Marble. Marble was stunned and bit her lip, curling up in prep onto the cowering mare. Marble. Marble was stunned and bit her lip, curling up in preparation for the her.
Whoops.
Marble was stunned. Marble was stunned and bit her lip, curling up in Marble was stunned and bit her lip, curling up in preparation for the harangue of insults and yelling that she was about to endure from her sister.
Holy shit.
She closed her eyes as if the harsh words might injure them. But they never came. Marble popped one eye open, then the other, and twisted her head back and forth. Limestone wasn't there. There was no possible way that Limestone wouldn't have blasted her for waking her up. It just didn't make sense. Did she go back to her room? No, Marble. She didn't. You know she...
I hear that. What is that? Actually, let me do this first.
You know she didn't. I don't know anything. Why do you assume I just know all of these things? Look in the mirror. No. Just look. It's there. I know it is. A laughter like bubbling.
Okay. Okay. So that'll be on 2. Yep. Okay.
Did she go back to her room? No, Marble. She didn't. You know.
Need to get that out. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be, but it needs to go bye-bye.
She didn't. You know she didn't. I don't know anything. Why do you assume I just know all of these things? Look in the mirror. No. Just look. It's there. I know it is. A laughter like bubbling tar filled her mind.
Okay, so this is interesting because I think I need to push some of these out a little further.
Things. Look in the mirror. No.
This will be it. This is interesting because I don't know how well it's gonna match up. We'll get it one way or another.
Things. Look in the mirror.
Too hard.
No. Things. Look in the mirror. No. Just look.
See, I think these are just a little too close.
Things. Look in the mirror. No. Just look. It's there. I know it is.
That's fine.
A laughter like bubbling tar filled her mind.
So that's like a demonic laugh.
I know it is. A laughter like bubbling tar filled her mind. It swelled and filled her head until she...
Oops.
Oh, it is. A laughter like bubbling tar filled her mind. It swelled and filled her head until she thought it might explode. Suddenly, just as quickly as it began, it ended. Sweetie, I've been here for a very, very long time. Look in the mirror and don't run away this time.
Okay.
She felt compelled to look even...
That might be a perfect amount of space, actually. So many samples. 20 so far. It's a good thing they're only like 2 seconds long each. Oops, almost did something wrong. I put that on 2.
It ended. Sweetie, I've been here for a very, very long time. Look in the mirror and don't run away this time. She felt compelled to look even though she didn't want to. The voice in her head, her imaginary conversation friend, took control of her body and eased it before the mirror against her will. The thing stood there, a cruel mockery of marble. Its skin was ashen and scaled, her mane more of a boneless bat wing.
Stop for a second. Just for just a tad.
Against her will. The thing stood there, a cruel mock marble. Mirror against her will. The thing stood there, a cruel mockery of marble. Its skin was ashen and scaled, her mane more of a boneless bat wing stretching across the ruddy face. Her tail was that of a great lizard, and it throbbed back and forth to the frantic rhythm of her pulsing heart. A pair of cindered horns twisted around like that of an antelope, up and behind the sizzling flesh of the reflection. Its hooves were cloven like a deer's, and old, dark splashes of crimson decorated up each leg.
This is why I thought it was
The burning
Discord.
coals of Mirror Marble's eyes floated in a gold-rimmed sea of infinite black. Hello, Marble. It took everything for the mare not to turn and run. She idly wondered if she...
I'll push that out just a tad more.
Mirror, like
Whoops, wrong place.
infinite black. Hello, Marble.
Too much.
It took everything for the mare infinite black. Hello, Marble. It took everything infinite black. Hello, Marble.
Here comes the big dialogue. Better double check, make sure.
It took
Okay. Need to push this out. Wee. Alright. Why is there like 2 clips right there? 2.
Hello, Marble. E of infinite black. Hello, Marble.
Push that back just a tad.
It took every E of infinite black. Hello, Marble.
That's better.
It took everything for the mare not to turn and run. She idly wondered if she even could control her body, because everything told her to flee, but she stood as still as a tombstone. It wasn't the first time she felt alien in her own skin. Wasn't this kind of thing happening more and more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry about speaking. Do you know who I am? Marble tried to think.
Wait, is this it?
Wasn't this
Yep, I wanted to cut through. I wanted to cut right here, give it a little bit more space. Because it's kind of a realization, like a revelation of, oh shit, this is what's really been happening.
alien in her own skin? Wasn't this kind of thing happening more and more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry. In her own skin. Wasn't this kind of thing happening more and more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry about speaking. Do you know who?
Okay, bring that out just a little more. This is probably where the demonic effects are going to start coming in because it gets demonic here. Is that what I think it is? Okay, so that can go bye-bye.
Marble tried.
There we go. Make unique. Channels. Put that on too. If I can. God damn it.
And more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry about speaking. Do you know who I am? And more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry about speaking. Do you know who I am? Marble tried to think, but her mind was an oil and more often? I can read your mind, so don't worry about speaking. Do you know who I am? Marble tried to think, but her mind was an oil slick, and her thoughts flopped and flapped like dying, gasping fish. You already know, whether you want to admit.
Ah, shit. It's kind of a dramatic effect, like an effect that's used in a lot of horror stories. It's to add a suspense to the scene and to make it seem more fitting for the mood. I've done it in a lot of readings. What am I doing? I don't know. Oops, not there.
And her thoughts.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Unique. Doink. Oops, not the mixer. My bad. This on too.
You already know, gasping fish. You already know, whether you want to admit it or not. Gasping fish. You already know, whether you want to gasping fish. You already know, whether you want to admit it or not. Her brain's locks disengaged and a stinging gasping.
Whoops.
Or not. Her brain's locks disengaged, and a swarm of stinging insect-like thoughts scattered and bit painfully, fretfully into one dread that had been eating at her. She couldn't even let the thought coalesce clearly. The voice in her head giggled knowingly. No, you're not. I'm not like Pinky. I'm a good pony. I don't bother anyone.
Okay.
The mirror marble grinned, a hideously
nothing.
calloused tongue.
Nothing. Okay. Simple. Good doink. Here. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
No, you're not. I'm not like Pinky. I'm a good pony. I don't bother anyone. The mirror marble grinned. A hideously calloused tongue rolled over saw teeth, and maggots fell. Anyone! The mirror marble grinned. A hideously calloused tongue rolled over saw blade teeth, and maggots fell from the haunted grin to writhe at the obsidian hooves. Okay, fine. You want to play this game? Call me a demon. I've been watching you for a long time. Ever since they strung your sister up to her neck. Not that I wasn't there before, but that's when you called me. When you completely shut yourself off from the outside world and became self-destructive. Marble's lip trembled and she fought to move. To escape.
Okay, stop. Bring that back. Okay, does this need push?
At the obsidian hooves. Okay, fine.
No. Okay, make unique. Whoops, my bad.
From the haunted grin to writhe at the obsidian hooves.
Part 25, holy shit.
Okay, fine. You want to play this game? Call me a demon. I've been watching you for a long time. Ever since they strung your sister up to her neck. Not that I wasn't there before, but that's when you called me. When you completely shut yourself off from the outside world and became self-destructive. Marble's lip trembled and she fought to move. To escape. Self-destructive. Marble's lip trembled and she fought to move. To escape. She didn't want to think anymore. She tried to silence the voice in her head. Wasn't that what her therapist had told her to do after she confided in her about how it frequently asked her to do things? Terrible things?
See, it's necessary there. Because you want to express the word things because it's vital to the story. Which I'm guessing, again, I've never read the story because I never really cared to, and I've heard mixed feelings about it. Mixed reviews. This is a tie into cupcakes. I don't know how, but that's the reason why Pinky was quote unquote strung up to her neck. She killed. That's why Marble is like refusing. Now, I've never read Muffins, but I know it's a sequel, and I know the Pie family is involved in it. I don't know how much though.
Asked her to do things? Terrible things? That when she
Fucking hell. And I normally don't do the like drastic last word thing unless it's necessary. This is basically a whole dark story. Like, it takes place in a dark setting. It's dark from the start. But I don't do it like irrationally. I don't do it constantly. I just do it when it starts to get dark.
things? Terrible things? That when she held her imaginary conversations, she lost herself to the will of the other? She felt like something else was taking her place. She had stopped attending the therapy sessions because the voice told her not to trust the doctor. The demon marble nodded gently and reached out with a hoof. The surface of the onyx mirror shimmered and bubbled raucously, spilling in heaps of mercury-colored tears that gathered in a pool at the bottom brass rim. Touch me, Marble. I won't let you out. I want to be me. I'm not what Pinky became. I'm already out, Marble. I've been out. I want you to be with me, to stop being so afraid. Wouldn't that be nice? A hoof protruded from the rippling face of the mirror, and Marble found herself reaching for it unconsciously.
Oh. Don't fall asleep, me. I know you're tired, but wake up. It is like almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. Unique. And if you don't like it, well, sorry. It's my style. I've always read like that. Especially horror.
Gathered in a pool at the bottom, brass rim. Touch me, Marble.
That don't sound right.
I won't let you out. I want to be me. I'm not what Pinky became. I'm already out, Marble. I've been out. I want you to be with me, to stop being so afraid. Wouldn't that be nice? A hoof protruded from the rippling face of the mirror, and Marble found herself reaching for it unconsciously. No! Nice? A hoof protruded from the rippling face of the mirror, and Marble found herself reaching for it unconsciously.
This is gonna be an interesting mix.
No! I won't! Please! Limestone! Mother! Father! Any pony! Help me!
Okay.
The extended hoof gestured behind the mirror, and bits of ash broke from the scaly.
I'm gonna see if those go away with the reverb. Doubt it, but we'll see. Reverb can cover up a world of hurt. Like, you don't know it at all, but in the majority of songs that you listen to, like the majority of bands you listen to, there's reverb on that mic. There always is.
Unconsciously. No! I won't! Please! Limestone! Mother! Father! Any pony! Help me! The extended hoof gestured.
That wasn't too bad. Doesn't hurt my ears.
Help me! The extended hoof gestured behind the mirror, and bits of ash broke from the scaly flesh to slowly lilt towards the floor. Look, Marble. It's already too late. Marble followed the direction of the motion, and her eyes fell upon the dried carcass of a...
Oh. One step at a time, Sparrow. One step at a time.
Towards the floor. Look, Marble. It's already too late.
Oops.
Marble followed the direction of the dried carcass of a too late. Marble followed the direction of the motion, and her eyes fell upon the dried carcass of a pony on her bed. She was shocked, but somehow knew that it would be there. The skin was taut and wrapped like wax paper around a catastrophe of jumbled and broken bones. What coat remained was patchy and as dry as straw. The skull of the corpse was broken by some blunt instrument, and the eyes had dried to raisin-sized rice-like crisps. She knew it was Limestone, and remembered how fun it had been to shut that hateful bitch up once and for all. The fear and pain was fading quickly and being replaced with wonder and sadistic glee. She felt her tongue lick her lips, and she turned back to the mirror. Something small inside squeaked in protest, but it was a cricket near a waterfall. But I'm a good pony. Marble's hoof raised, slowly moving towards the scaled, ash-flaked hoof reaching from the...
Okay. Damn it. Sure. No. Alright. Eek.
But I'm a good pony. Marble's hoof raised, slowly moving towards the scaled ash pony. Marble's hoof raised, slowly moving towards the scaled pony. Marble's hoof raised, slowly moving towards the scaled, ash-flaked hoof reaching from the mirror. The thing inside smiled sweetly.
Okay.
Genetics, Marble. It's not your fault. Some things just run in the family. Maybe, had you come out of your shell, things would be different. But you doomed yourself to that which you most feared. It's okay, though. We'll be happy together. I'll take care of you, just like you always wanted.
Okay.
Their hooves touched, and Marble fell.
Wow. It's like Nightmare. It's kind of like Nightmare Moon. Like, think about her giving into think about Luna giving into Nightmare Moon. This is kind of the same ordeal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the full context behind, it's gotta be connected to muffins. Like, that's the only thing that I can assume. Because I know the Pie family gets more, into the story in muffins. Scootaloo, no, Babseed, Marble, I think all the Pie family does. And Derpy, I believe.
The thing inside smiled sweetly. Genetics, Marble. It's not your fault. Some things just run in the family. Maybe, had you come out of your shell, things would be different. But you doomed yourself to that which you most feared. It's okay, though. We'll be happy together. I'll take care of you, just like you always wanted. Their hooves touched, and Marble felt at ease. It had.
Okay, stop.
Of you, just like you always wanted. Their hooves touched, and Marble felt at ease. It had never dawned on her before that she had been a fragment of reality, a piece of the only true being. But now, she was whole again. All of the others were just mirror images of the thoughts in her head. They weren't real ponies like she was. And as such,
Well, considering she
could
said that she
do
became
as she
self-destructive, it's most likely
even if
suicidal.
all of those shadowy images that falsely represented themselves as ponies wouldn't like what she wanted to do to them.
Okay.
Marble looked in the mirror and grinned as she kicked the desiccated corpse of limestone from her bed. She leaned back and grinned at what she saw. She was beautiful, lying back on her bed.
I heard that. She was beautiful right here, right? Fucking shit.
Review? She was beautiful, lying back on her bed. She was as she had always been, a gray mare. She was beautiful, lying back on her bed. She was as she had always been, a gray mare with a long,
Hear a
darker
little
gray mane.
clipping.
She was beautiful, lying back on her bed.
Okay, microphone. Thing, I need you. Bingo.
She was beautiful, lying back.
So I think the lying starts right here.
She was beautiful, lying back on her.
Bingo. Okay, there's another line that I wanted to actually check too. It was back here, one of the demon's lines. Well, I don't know if it calls itself a demon, but I heard a little teensy clip.
Maybe.
Right there. Alright, let me fix that real quick. Oops. See if I can't get that out of there.
Maybe.
Fixed. God. Go to the play this clip. I didn't really care for that episode. It wasn't bad, it was just meh to me.
She was beautiful, lying back on her bed. She was as she had always been, a gray mare with a long, darker gray mane. But something was different. Her lavender eyes gleamed in the darkness, the demon's fires lighting them from within. It was self-confidence that made her appreciate the body reflected from the mirror. Now that she was whole, she wouldn't hide any longer and yearned to make the acquaintance of as many ponies as she could. You know what they say. She laughed playfully to herself, confirming what the former voice in her head had stated.
Here comes the creepy line. Okay, make unique is simple. So I'm gonna just do normal here. Then we're gonna get a little bit more creative.
You know what they say. She laughed playfully to herself. Conformer voice in her head had stood. The acquaintance of as many ponies as she could. You know what they say. She laughed playfully to herself, confirming what the former voice in her the acquaintance.
Whoops.
You know what they say. She laughed playfully to herself, confirming what the former voice in her head had stated. It's always the quiet ones.
This one's gonna be fun. Okay, make unique is simple. It's going to need the same exact thing. So, I feel like I'm gonna take 2 of these. Thing is, it's not like a, oh wait, yeah, it's like a this. If you overlay them, then it, yeah, it becomes a little bit of a bugger. What am I doing? I don't know. So we're gonna give it the same exact effects.
You know what they say. She laughed playfully to herself, stated. It's always the quiet ones.
Okay. So I want to get a copy of this. Line it up exact.
Stated. It's always the quiet ones.
That's not going to be easy. So I'm going to have to get it right on point. Let's see. God damn it. Need my selection tool. It's about as close as we're going to get.
Stated.
Yep, it's right on point. Okay, so gonna have to make this unique as it's simple as well. Sure. So part 1 is at the end. Gonna have to put that on a different thingy dingy. It's the only one it's the only one left, I think, on 2 on blah on 1. We've just got a lot to get through. Are you really clear down the bottom? Okay. No. Oh, I see you. You're glowing green. Nope, we're not moving you to 2. We're going to move you to 5. If there's nothing on 5. Right? Shouldn't be. Nope.
Stated. It's always the quiet ones.
Ooh. Let me toy with the pitch, which I know you can do. Actually, can I do that? Yeah, I can. Just need to go down. Turn the volume down probably because this is going to come out sounding a little louder than usual. Please. Okay. We're going to want one to be... a little higher in pitch.
Stated.
It's always the quiet.
It's going to be a little tricky to get that right on point. Be easier to just do the Audacity, honestly. In fact, I think that's what I'm probably going to do. That way it's easier.
Stated. It's always the quiet ones.
I think that's where I'm going to have to alter the pitches. Okay, what's all this shit? Nothing. Don't know why that happened, but it did. Okay, we'll just cut you like right here.
It ones.
Yep, that's correct.
It's always the quiet ones.
Okay, that one is organized and the effects are applied. Oh. Make sure that, and I think all the empty space is taken out as well, so that's good.
Marble Pie was afraid of the mirror in the corner of her room. Fear was a daily event for the year it did. It's okay.
Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so we're gonna just export this. We'll just call it the same thing as usual. Or as the last one was. Meh, we'll call it, fully clean, I guess you could say. See how much faster the cleaning process goes when you are just doing the voices yourself? 10 times faster. How long did that take? If I had to take a guess, 2.5 hours. Close, a little over 2 hours. Anyways, volume levels still may need to be toyed with just a little bit. But we'll get to that as soon as the stuff is done. Demonic sound effects can probably be toyed with today, honestly. That's not that much work in 2 hours. I'm so used to mother effer thing that it sounds strange. I'm confused. I don't understand. My body's always aching. Body's always shaking. Body's always, hands are always shaking. Body's always aching. The darkest when I feel. Sorry, I like to wake up to music. Really does help. I saved someone from actually getting probably a virus. I woke up to like this weird message on Twitter. It said hi from somebody, and there was like this link next to it, like an Instagram link. I looked it up, and it went to one of those Twitter things where you can, where it says that get more followers kind of thing. Like, it's one of those links. And I told the person to immediately back out of that because that is easily a phishing link, a phishing virus. Which, if you don't know what a phishing virus is, a phishing virus is basically you click a link. It's basically one where you give your private information and the person uses that through like a website or a link or something like that. This is why I stress to everybody, never ever click on anonymous links. Never. Because it can easily be a nasty, nasty virus. And you wouldn't even know until it hit you. Just a warning. Just a good warning to the entire community. Well, it's more of a PSA kind of thing, but yeah, don't click on anonymous links. Like, if someone messages you a link, ask them first if they sent it. Don't click on the link. Just ask them politely, hey, did you send me this? Because then they'll have a better idea of, you know, if they even sent it. Because a person can hack into an account and send people malicious links. The good thing about a phishing link, though, is that normally phishing links, you have to like log in to actually get any sort of virus. So do not log into these websites, like things that promise you more subscribers, more followers, you know, things like that. Trying to cheat your way into getting more subscribers or more followers, don't trust them. They're bad. They are nothing but malicious things that are just going to benefit the person. It's like I can't remember the thing, like Shout Out Sunday or something like that. It was a scam, and basically it wasn't a bad scam by any means. It was actually a scam that didn't get you anything except like you just got fooled. It gave the person that promised you more followers. That's the trick. You basically talk to this person, and the person promises you more followers, but you don't get any. Instead, you give them more followers. You get fooled to give them the followers, and that's all it's used for. This was a thing going on back in like 2020, I want to say 2017, but it was like way back. And I didn't fall for it at all. I was immediately aware of what it was. So basically, you are just basically following a person to give them more followers. You get nothing in return. Except maybe a shout out. Woohoo! A shout out is nothing more than saying a name on the internet. That's how I look at it. I don't look at shout outs as like promoting somebody, honestly. I don't. Because it doesn't give them much credibility if you're just saying their name. Like, if you want to give someone a better, like, promotional thing, you know, react to some of their stuff, or, like, link someone a video, or their channel, or something like that. Don't just say their name like, hey, shout out to you. You know, all that is just saying a name on the internet. Like, I could say, shout out to Johnny No Way, and nobody would even know who it is, because not very many people are going to watch this video. Well, stream. I would have to, like, give them some sort of source in order for them to have a good idea of who you even fucking are. Period. Alright, time to add the demonic effect. Which, if you don't know how to do that in Destiny, prepare to learn. It's pretty easy. It's kind of similar to giving, like, the changeling effect, which is just a slight little, like, what would you call it? Like a slight little melody to the voice. Like, I don't know how, like a fluctuation of melody to the voice. Which I learned it from a YouTube video. Jesus Christ, I need to clean my shit out. So there's only a few lines that I'm going to add a demonic effect to. Mainly the last one. Now, I've done that before, haven't I? Yeah, I want to say last liners I've done before, for sure. Because I actually don't know how to do that in FL Studio. I'd have to look up a tutorial. Because the thing about FL Studio is it's not used for things like narrations. It's for, like, music. But this is a very easy thing to do. It's not that tough. It's just when you have reverb on the track. Well, when you have reverb on the line, then things get a little bit more tricky. But it's not that bad. You'll find out in just a second. It's not that tough. I learned how to do the demonic effect like back in 2017-ish. Depending on when I did the first demonic effect on my channel. Well, the first demonic effect that I did, I think, was the Silent Killers, I think is what it was. Which I just toned my voice down. Dear God, as I pace through the town square. You know, now I can do it naturally. Because my voice is getting deeper. Okay, let's go to the back line. Zoom in all the way.
It's always the quiet ones.
Because what you want to be careful about is you want to get all of the reverb. You don't want to get like one piece of the reverb forgotten. Otherwise it's going to sound kind of weird. So what we're about to do is we're about to create like I don't know how to explain it, but we're just gonna go like Control C, which is copy. So go like to edit. If you're new to this, edit, copy. We're gonna open a new thing. So pay attention because you're about to learn how to do the demonic effect. You're gonna create 3 copies. 3 copies of this. So just add a new track, or you can. I think the proper thing is stereo. I think the proper command is Control D, if I'm not mistaken, but I like to do it this way. Tracks, yeah. And this takes some fiddling with to really get correct if you want a good demonic effect. So what you want to do is you want to just leave one track alone. The top track, leave it alone. Second track, select it, like just go doink. Just double tap or whatever, or just select the audio that you want. Then go to Effect, change pitch, and have fun. This just takes some like toying around with. Like I normally don't like to make the low pitch too low, because then you can't hear it and it sounds like a bass note.
It's always the quiet ones.
Sounds a little too high for me. Hey now. So I think I've done -32 before.
It's always the quiet ones.
That sounds demonic. So now we have our low. The high one, normally that sounds kind of twisted, but Marble's got a high voice, so maybe that's what we need. So you're going to go to your bottom one. You can do this in either order, it doesn't matter. So I just did my low frequency. Now we're going to do the high frequency. Sometimes doing 2 low frequencies is cool. But let's give the benefit of the doubt to the high pitch. We don't want to sound like a chipmunk, okay? We just want to sound about right. So 17 is normally about as high as I go because, listen to this.
It's always the quiet ones.
Sounds like Absentiac. You don't want to go too high to where it sounds like it's modified, like it's been modified to where it sounds like, you know, the chipmunks.
It's always the quiet ones.
I don't care for that.
It's always the quiet ones.
Yep, I don't care for that. Now let me solo this. No, not solo it. Mute it.
It's always the quiet ones.
Like maybe adding a higher low to it might be the right key. So we're just gonna go Control Z.
It's always the quiet ones.
Solo it. Yep, that's my regular voice. So let's go to the pitch and give it like a. Also remember, with 3 on, you're adding more volume, so you may have to modify the volume a little bit. So I'm gonna go like maybe -20. See what that sounds like.
It's always the quiet ones.
So that higher pitch is definitely loud. So this is where you just gotta kind of play around for a minute. And this is where you need to have a good set of ears in order to really catch, what you need to catch. So you always want your you always want your original volume to sound higher. You don't want it ever to sound like it's lower than any of these, because we're adding a fluctuation to the voice, remember. So we're just going to, let's just say we're going to add, let's just go like this. So I'm just going to select, maybe. Oh my god. We're just going to select these 2 and see what we can't do to these. So first, I want to lower them. They're too loud. -5.
It's always the quiet ones.
Still a little too loud. Especially on that low one. This is where you just have to play around with the volume.
It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones.
Now it sounds a little too low. See, this is what I mean. It can get this complicated. So let's see. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to just, tracks. I can't mix render. Let me put them all to just one, like the selected ones to one track, and then toy with it that way.
It's always the quiet ones.
It's always the quiet ones.
It's a little low. Hello, FaZe. We're creating a demonic voice at the moment.
It's always the quiet ones.
So we definitely want a lower register. In fact, let me just see. Oops. The hell?
It's always the quiet ones.
That's loud. But that's normal. 1, 2, okay, I know where I am. Okay, so dark is what we want. I think I'm just gonna add one fluctuation. So we can just screw you. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna add one fluctuation. Dark.
It's always the quiet ones.
Maybe just have.
It's always the quiet ones.
That's nice. But I feel like this needs to zoom in a little bit more slow. I've done this before, so maybe not have that be there at all. Or, I don't know, maybe have fade in. I don't know. Let me just toy with this for a minute. Fade that in. Let me see what this sounds like.
It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones.
Okay, let me shut you up.
It's always the quiet ones.
I like that. But I think I can hear like a little bit of a bass. I can. I can hear a little bit of a...
It's always the quiet ones.
Yeah, let me try that. Let me try just doing the blah, blah, blah. That too. Yeah, sure. Tracks. Add new stereo. Shit, I got the wrong sample that I need. I need the other sample. This one. Let's see. And go down. This is gonna be tough. Actually, no, I'm gonna play it smart. Go to the top, grab this, Control C. Then grab here, V, shut this up. And then, not spit on myself. I don't think a high pitch is worth it though. Let me go for another low pitch. Maybe 25. Let me see if that makes a difference. Not that. Thank you.
It's always the quiet ones.
Okay, that's pretty spooky. Something is getting caught for some reason. Right there. Okay, I need to be able to hear solely what's going on here. I'm not sure if I just made up a word or not.
It's
Right there, bingo. This is the problem. This is the tricky part with working with reverb. Yep, I can get rid of that. Okay, so what happens?
It's always the quiet ones.
I can always toy with if I need to.
It's always the quiet ones.
I like that. Control A. Mix and render. And now you can see that it's gotten relatively louder, so we're going to turn it down a little bit. Just gonna give it an estimate. See if that helps.
It's always the quiet ones.
That works. So we'll see. Okay, back to the thing. Put the thing in there. See if that matches.
The former voice in her head had stated.
It's always the quiet ones.
How high are we going? I'm gonna give it one more decibel. Or two.
In her head had stated.
It's always the quiet ones.
Boy, that'll make your... Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Is there any other demonic parts that I wanted to put? I don't think so. If something doesn't seem right, I'll work on it. There I go again. Yep. 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 Okay, that'll take a minute. Considering Audacity is a slow as fuck thing. In fact, it would probably be a lot more faster if I just turned this off, because this really plays with the amount of power that my thing has. My computer. There. Oops. Oops. Nope. 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 Stop. 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 2 hours and 30 minutes. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. That's what she said to me. This little blue text stuff, I hate it. There. Okay, I don't know what is next. Don't really want to start the mix today. No, it wouldn't be a hard mix, honestly. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I want to do. Hello, Sparrow's for her. How are and nice to see you streaming again. I just finished up the cleanup. Yeah, technically it is the cleanup. So yeah, I just finished all the cleanup and it's ready to go. Well, not quite yet, but it's good to go in terms of into the end mix, I guess. I mean, we're still kind of in a yes and no kind of situation there. I mean, I don't know where I'm going next. So we're just waiting for Audacity to render because, well, I wanted to add something to the end and I don't know how to do it in FL Studio. A lovely little demonic effect. Can't be that tough, right? It'd have to be like a... I want to say it's an EQ, but I don't think so. I mean, that's what I think it would classify under, but... As long as Audacity doesn't fuck up the audio, it should be fine. But it's clean, it's got an EQ on it, it's ready to go. but I do want to check something before I move on. Always want to check this because you never flippin' know. Am I zooming in or out? I want to import it just to see if it didn't flunk. Oh man. It should be right here. Where did it go? There it is. I just want to see that the wavelengths are the exact same. So yeah. Other than that, I don't know what's next. Okay, good to know. Also, a question to ask because of me not remembering and me thinking I didn't ask you the question, but I need to watch do I need to watch besides Rainbow Factory and Awoken potentially Pegasus device? I'm guessing is what you're saying. I don't know very many. I don't know of many people who have narrated the entire freaking story of Pegasus device. Whoever does is a madman. To understand Reborn, or will it just be fine without Pegasus device? I'm just curious. Reborn was written without even knowing what the hell Pegasus device was, so you're good. Like, I don't even know how much. I don't really know many people who have actually, narrated that whole entire story. If anybody has, they are a madman. That is a humongous story, and that is something I will probably never do in my time. Okay, it looks good. Oh, Jesus. I need to put it in my Google Drive. I know that for a fact. So let's do that real quick. Gotta love VNS hiccups. Which is the pacemaker in my chest. It causes the hiccup sometimes. Like that. Alright. Like, this should not be that hard of a mix. But do I really want to do it right now? Not really. I think my fan is going out. Honestly, I think I do. Because it's been jumping in between, hey, I want to work, and no, I don't want to work kind of thing going on. It's this one, right? Yeah, I believe so. Right. Yep, it is. Okay, I can just close you. Don't need you anymore. So I'm just sitting here and debating whether or not I want to do anything else. Because I don't really have anything else left in terms of cleanup. That actually went pretty dang fast. Like, that actually went pretty damn fast for how long it normally takes me. It took me about 2.5 hours. That's not too shabby. Good, so Awoken and Rainbow Factory only. Yes. And Awoken, you really don't need to know very many things as well. Well, there's a few things you need to know. Mainly the main character and who he is and, things like that. And, anything else of importance that is really needed? Not really. Oh, shit. I know a channel who has searched what? A war hero MLP fan fiction. You will find the channel that has narrated about I cannot read up to 10K per chapter. There's no flipping way. It's just not gonna happen. That's a lot of work on your vocal cords. It's not that I'm inexperienced or anything like that. It's just a lot of words. My vocal cords can only take so much before they get tired. But anything else I need to do? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do. I've done the EQ, I've done everything else. I think all that's left is the mix. Don't know if there's any other demonic effects that I want to add or anything else like along those lines, but other than that, I think the cleanup for whatchamacallit is done. I mean, I'll stick around and I'll answer any questions that anybody, you know, wants to ask or anything like that. But also, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you're wearing green or you're going to get pinch. I've gotten it already, but I just took a marker to my finger and colored it colored it green, because I don't really have any green socks or, like, you know, wristbands. I'm a black and red kind of guy. Okay? Don't worry, I'm not asking you to narrate it. I just want you to know. People have asked me to narrate it, and that's the problem. I've been asked to narrate that story a lot, and I'm just like, there's no way it's gonna happen. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just, look at the freaking word count per chapter. 10K. Nope. Considering I only can read up to maybe 5K words, like, in one sitting. I don't know. It depends on my mood. It depends on how well I do. Like, yesterday was a mess. I was kind of rusty. That's why I need to sit down and read more often. But it's partly not my fault as well, because, well, I had day 0 to get done, which is the one that I was referring to yesterday, the one that's kind of like more action-packed and more, it was really, really full of shit. But it was a fun story. I really liked putting it together, but I also hated it at the same time. I mean, that's literally the thing with every single story that I narrate. It's just, it's not fun, you know, editing it. It's not that fun. Editing is editing, and it sucks. But it brings the story to life, and I'm really proud of how well I did. Also, I recall, I went to the actual author's fanfiction account. Turns out it is linked to Follow the Equestria, so that's going to even be more interesting. So, I don't know, you know, I think it's going to be coming out. Phone, help me. Let me see, I need to go to my studio for that. Check my thingamabobber. Videos. Here. What am I scheduled for? April 10th. April 10th, I've been trying to do it at more, like, later times for you guys, because some of you want it at more later times now. I put it at 3 p.m. Hopefully that's good. Well, 3 p.m. my time, which is 2:42 p.m. right now, so whatever your time is right now, that is up to you. If you're Pacific, you'd be 1 hour behind. If you're Eastern, that would be 2 hours ahead of me. Middle, like the middle parts of the U.S., that would be 1 hour ahead. And what else? I feel like I'm missing one. This would be the western coast, which is yeah, it's 2:43 here. So cool. Also tell people who want to pick this device narration to check out Flargen. I don't know. Plagan Shiki. Okay. I have a feeling I've heard that name before, just don't know who they really are, because I really haven't. I really don't really watch a lot of other narrators. See, my fan's going on, off, on, off, on, off. I swear, it's just not wanting to cooperate. cooperate, whatever. But yeah, I've been asked to read Pegasus Device I don't know how many times. And I've just told people it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. It's too much. It's like a lot of people wanted me to also redo Reborn. That was a lot of work. Even back in those days when I was just not, the person I am today, with the editing skills that I have now, it was still a lot of work. But it was kind of my fault as well because I basically narrated, or not narrated, well, that too, but I completely and obliterately, I completely just did it wrong. Fan, can we please not be a dick? Here, let me plug you back in and out. That's fine, but I came across them from Nurse Lockhart's story by Lost Narrator recommendations. Can't wait to see that next blooper reel. I think I'm done with my blooper reels because I really don't have many bloopers, to be honest. If it's a blooper anymore, you guys have heard in these streams, it's more like blah, 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 blah. It's like just me chastising myself. But I don't do like what Lost does or any of those guys. I don't like to do that kind of stuff. I like to stay professional as much as I can. Which normally means you just kind of suck it up and let it go. Like you just go, okay, I screwed up. On to the next one. Next try. The only time when it really gets like annoying or to the point of where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna murder somebody, is the fact of when you've done this line like 5 billion times and it's just not happening. So you have to, that's the point when you just have to take a break from the line from it. Like just, like you just take in, like, who was that? The Applejack, like, calm down breath or whatever it was. Like when she tells Twilight to calm down and, oh jeez, best gift ever, I think. Yeah, she tells Twilight to like, breathe. Do you want me to tell you the length of Pegasus Device according to the length of the videos or no? I would have to guess it's easily, if I had to take a guess. Depends on the narrator, honestly. Like, for me, I always estimate, whenever I am looking at a story on FimFiction, like if I see 5K words, I estimate 30 to 40 minutes, because that's normally what it comes out for me. If it has like 1.5 words, which is kind of like this one with Marble Pie, it is normally around 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. So, if I had to take a guess on Pegasus Device, I'd say it's easily over 2 hours. Depending on how many are read in one sitting. Like, okay, let's take a look. 10K words. It's easily got to be over an hour and a half or close to 2 hours long. Like, I can't remember how long those chapters are, but it's kind of like, okay, let's take Conflict Between Dusk and Twilight, for example. Conflict Between Dusk and Twilight, the entire first 3 chapters all together, in a production, in drama style, was an hour and 25 minutes, I believe? Yeah, an hour and 25 minutes with small breaks in between. So, if I just go to my FimFiction on my phone, like that's just a guess, but okay, Conflicts Between Dusk and Twilight. That would be under my stories. I hate FimFiction on my phone because it's a little hard to navigate. And I'm just going to estimate how many words this is. Approved. Here we go. Conflict between dusk and twilight. Okay. The first 3 chapters were the ones that were posted on the one that is public. So let's see. We've got about 2. Okay, that'd be 7,000 something words. We've got 11K words easily. So over an hour and a half long. Close to an hour and a half long. So if I had to take a guess on Pegasus Vice, which has over 10K words in one chapter, yeah. Easily close to an hour and a half or over an hour and 30 minutes. Has to be. Easily. But that's based off of how, at my narration speed. Like, here, let's just look it up. Pegasus. Cannot spell. Device. Oh my god, I cannot spell, for fucking hell. Like, here, I'll go to the story now. And yeah. Okay, let's go to the first chapter. First chapter, oh my god. 12,000 words. Holy fucking shit. So if my thing is about 11K words long, let's calculate 12K words. So if 11K words comes out at an hour and 25 to 26 minutes, this is easily going to be close to an hour and 40 or 50 minutes. Holy no. Like when I recorded for Conflicts Between Dusk and Twilight, I did sit down and I did narrate. Did I narrate all of them in one go? Good question, actually. It's been a while. Well, it's almost been a year. I did. I think I sat down and I narrated. Was it all of them? I think I narrated all of it. Yeah, I did. I narrated all of it. Ouch. I narrated all 5 chapters in one go. Was it fun? No, my freaking voice at the end was dying. And the total amount of words in that, 16,000 words. 16,289 words for my story. That is a lot of words, my friends. And if I'm like, by the time of 16K words or at chapter 3 alone, the end of chapter 3, I didn't want to go anymore, but I wanted to get it done. Because I had an open opportunity and I was ready to just get it done and over with. So, yeah, 16K words was enough. Well, that would be 11K words. So at 11K words, if my voice is yelling at me to say no more, then it's a no more thing. Sparrow should make a creepypasta on himself. Are you insisting that I'm creepy? Because I kind of am with my reputation. But if you're talking about my OC, there is a creepypasta. Well, technically it's not creepypasta. It's basically a backstory that I really need to rewrite and do a better job at. God, so bad. Like that story, that's one I definitely like. Okay, let's go back to yesterday's question. Are there any fics that I regret writing or like reading? Yes. If I had to take one for sure, it would be The Legend of Inky Hearts. That one was bad. Really bad. Like, I can't express how bad that was. It's poorly written. It's rushed. It's terribly edited. Ugh. You learn from your mistakes. But I didn't, like, read it go. I basically read one chapter, took a break. Smartly, I would pause and take a break. And then I would go back at it. I took, like, maybe a 10-minute break at the most, if I had to take a guess. So, 10-minute breaks. in between, and my voice is still yelling at me. No more. That's right. I completely forgot. Yeah, that one's bad. I'll agree 100%. It's bad. I need to really sit down and rewrite that one. If I would ever redo a freaking story, I would redo that one. That one's bad. It really needs a revamp. Per chapter or what is, I guess. Okay, hang on. Good to know. It's more than going to on your YouTube narration video per chapter or what, I guess. Are you talking about conflicts between Dusk and Twilight? Yeah, the first 3 chapters are all in one video. The one that's public on the channel. The other endings are unlisted. They're all unlisted because, well, you don't want to know what thing you get, like your ending. Well, they don't want to be spoiled, technically. And a lot of people chose the ending that I didn't think anybody was going to choose, but whatever. I knew people would choose both endings, but yeah, the amount of people who chose the, like, I'll do it ending, you guys are some sick and twisted people. Then again, that's what horror is all about. And considering it was for Halloween, which is a holiday of, you know, scares and all that shit, I guess maybe that's why. I don't know. But fun stuff. But yep, I will never read Pegasus Device. Pegasus Device is just too long. I started to read it once. The character count. There's another reason. The character count in it. Holy crap, my voice is not that versatile. There's a lot of characters. So, okay, we had Dr. Atmosphere, who, I don't know, he just sounds kind of like a creeper. We have all of the Pegasus Device 2B victims. Trying to remember all the characters. I think there was one other one that he was talking to. Oh, it was another victim that was spared for some reason. I think. I can't remember. I only read a little bit. Like 2,000 words at most. And that was just too much already. I was reading aloud. I was like, okay, let's see if I can actually try this. Nope. Way too many different voices to voice. And too much versatility. My voice is not that versatile. I have a very monotone voice. I still like that one, but I can see how it can do with some improvement. Oh yeah, I definitely need some improvement. I have some other ideas for my OC's backstory, but I just don't think I can write them. I mean, I know I can, but I just don't have the time, nor really the desire to. Like, that's probably the best way to put it. It's not really needed, and I think I like where it left off. Wooden toaster. Ugh. Is that who that was? I thought that the which came first, the story or the song? I think that the story came first. Because Wooden Toaster wouldn't be in a story that was based off a song. Or Wooden Toaster wouldn't be in a story that a song was based off of. I don't know. You get what I mean. Well, then again, Pegasus Device came after Rainbow Factory, so I don't know. Maybe a cameo. I don't know. Yeah, then I definitely didn't know. It's like the most that I know of Pegasus Device is the song. I know there's this whole thing with Dr. Atmosphere being apparently like some sick and twisted motherfucker. I mean, that's clear as day, but maybe who he was in his backstory. I think that there's something to do with that. I think like Pegasus Device has to do with, I believe, how the Pegasus Device even became a thing. You know, why it was created in the first place. I don't know. Or it could just be one of those sequels that's very cleverly titled. Ouch. And I'm actually in a server where Aurora Dawn, the narrator person who wrote the story, author, actually joined not too long ago. And, you know, I don't put any clout against the author. I don't. I know authors don't sometimes think before they write, and considering that was back in 2013, 2012-ish, yeah, I'm sure her writing has gotten a lot better over the years. I would hope so. Have I read Rocket to Insanity? You mean that jumbled word pile? Yeah. I gave it a shot, and no, it's not happening. Yeah, the grammar is so bad. Like, so bad. Like, I'm normally not that big of a grammar Nazi, but it's bad. Not to mention, it's rushed as hell. It makes no sense. Like, the story is literally about Rainbow Dash going insane because her friends are dicks and don't understand that she's having problems. And to get rid of the insanity, I guess she kills Pinkie Pie. What the fuck? The story, the only reason why it got so popular is because it was based off of Cupcakes at the time. And Cupcakes was a very popular fic at the time, so that's why it got so much credibility. And I personally don't agree. I don't like... It's not that I don't like them, I just find Cupcakes, Rainbow Factory, Rocket to Insanity, even Awoken can be one of them. They are also overrated. To no avail. They are so freaking overrated. It drives me crazy. Because I've read so many better Grimdarks. So many better ones. Like, so many better ones than those pieces of garbage. Because Rainbow Factory Dash, no motive. Cupcakes Pinkie Pie, no motive. Rocket to Insanity, no motive whatsoever. Just deep sleep deprivation. What's another one? Awoken was good. I will say, Awoken was a good one. But again, it's based off of a fic that was big at the time, and it's also, I mean, but still, Dash has no motive. The guy who is the main person in the story has better representation of motive than Dash does. There's a problem. Like, okay, I can understand torture, being led to the point of where you want to kill yourself. You know, those kinds of things will cause someone to go insane. There's a motive why you became insane and why you became so hateful towards Rainbow Dash. See? Motive. It makes sense. Drives me so flipping crazy how those don't make sense, and that's why I wrote Reborn, because Dash had no motive. Oh, hey, Countess. You should read Shirley Scott. No. I'm taking loss warning. No. I've also heard a lot of clout on that story too, because it goes into some uncomfortable areas. Like, apparently there's this whole thing with like Shirley getting into like an intimate relationship with like Diamond Tiara. That's a no for me. No. Just no. I know it's not serious, but what? Sure, I agree with Cupcake Rainbow Factory Unknown since I haven't listened to it yet. No, hard to agree with that. It's like another fic. This one wasn't as big, surprisingly. Butterflies, which is kind of a mixture of let me think about that. It's kind of a mixture of Something Sweet to Bite and Cupcakes. Just a little different. And again, some of it doesn't make sense. The majority of it doesn't make sense. But Butterflies. There's another one. Good fic, but again, Fluttershy's motive is what? So, her motive is like, I saw a dead body, enjoyed how it was, so peaceful at death that she wanted to share this, like, revelation with everybody else. What? Like, okay, I can believe this if you were, like, insane or something like that, but Fluttershy, no, not the element of kindness. Someone who would cringe at the sight of a body. Probably run away from it. Like, again, it's fan fiction. I'm not going to judge it so harshly because of that, but I'll give it credit. Last narrator's reading of it almost made me gag, almost made me throw up on freaking camera. Well, not camera, but on mic. Like, my mic was right here, and that one scene where, oh, it still gives me the creeps. Where Rainbow Dash's body just like, all of the worms just start coming out of her and just, oh my god, no. If Party of One is the source for the cupcake tree, nope, it's not. Fun fact, Cupcakes was written before Party of One even aired. So the whole like the whole title with like, you know, Pinkamena and Diane Pie with like the short hair, or the, not the short hair, the flat hair, uncanon. That's the thing that made it grimdark. Pinkie Pie in the story is supposed to be represented as happy and joyful Pinkie Pie, doing horrible things to her friends for some reason. See? No reason! Oh, drives me crazy. Rainbow Factory was, I want to say after. Yeah, it had to have been after, because Cupcakes came first, then Rainbow Factory. It had to have come before Sonic Rainbow. Some say that's where the inspiration for that came from, but I don't think so. You'd have to ask Aurora herself. Wait, what first? I heard that about... What? I heard about that story besides being narrated by 2 random channels. One I already mentioned, and another one recommended to me on YouTube. Which one? Butterflies? Is that what you're talking about? Butterflies is... Again, it doesn't make any sense. Absolutely makes no sense. Because for one, Fluttershy like plants these eggs inside the intestines of, you know, her victims. And okay, butterflies do lay eggs. But problem. The intestinal tract either leads out 2 directions, depending on where she plants them. If it's in the small intestine, it's going to probably die from the heat of the urine, because that's where the small intestine leads. So it's either going to go out or it's going to go up. Same thing with the large intestine, which we all know what goes there. Large intestine, you're either going to go out the bum or you're going to go up. So you're either going to go up through the stomach, or you're going to go out the bum hole or the pee-pee hole. Yeah. But here's the problem. Those things get through to the stomach. Stomach acid kills them. The body heat alone, I think, would kill them, because the body heat of a pony is about the same as a human, I think, about 98.3 degrees. I mean, I don't know. Here. What is the average body temperature of a horse?
99 to 101.5 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so
According to American Association of Equine Practitioners, an adult horse at rest should have a body temperature of 99 to 101.5 degrees Fahrenheit.
okay, shut up. But yeah, it's a little higher than a human's, but it's understandable. I mean, they're covered in fur. They need it for the winter. I mean, they're out in an outside environment, so it would be a little hotter. But that heat alone, imagine yourself on a hot day out in the summer. That's about how hot it is outside when you're dying of heat. About 99 point something degrees. So even an egg form, or larvae for matter, would kill that thing. It'd kill it. So either the stomach acid would kill it, it'd either fall out the bum hole, or it would die of heat. Makes no sense. There you go. If we're using science here. Groovy question. If Pinkie was able to kill everyone, ponies, yaks, dragons, changelings, and make them into blah, 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 then she was the last one alive, would she make herself into cupcakes? Knowing Pinkie, she's probably that crazy. Yep. Reminds me of Rarity's New Patterns, kind of, sort of. I heard of butterflies, but I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm already horrified and disgusted, but also somewhat intrigued by the story of butterflies. It makes no sense, Victor, trust me. Like, I actually listened to it again. And I didn't even get sick. I have grown a lot more stronger balls since then, and, yeah, the majority of it makes 0 sense. The whole motive of Fluttershy makes no sense. 0 cents. For context of my previous comments, talking about Shirley's Garden, you are making a good choice there. Yeah. I've heard from Lost herself that there's a lot of folk con in it. And pedophilia, kind of, sort of. It's, you know, there's a fine line between fiction and when you're going too far. Like, okay, I basically stress this to authors as well that do like not safe for work shit. It's like I found one where I gotta be careful. Where what was her name? Firesprint, I think was her name. It was the daughter of the stupid dude that Rainbow Dash meets with Daring Do. He was the one she meets at the convention. But her name's like Firesprint or something like that. It's like a mini Twilight. Where she gets with Quibble. That's his name, Quibble. And the other one is just off in the other side of the room doing her thing with her privates. I contacted the author and I told them, no. No. This is a no-no. And they haven't been back since, so... Like, okay, fine line in fiction. Fiction is fiction, okay? But there's points where you go too far. Like, if you're involving kids having 6 and 9 with somebody else, especially an adult character, no. That's a no-no. That's disgusting. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand what is wrong with people when they write shit like that or make art of shit like that. That's why whenever I see the Kumar Crusaders and like NSFW stuff, I'm like, nope. Anything like minor, like the Kumar Crusaders, like what's another child character? Spike for sure. No. What else? Diamond Char and Silver Spoon. Heavily implied. I mean, they age them up, but I still see them as the same character, and I don't agree with it. But that's just me. That's a major no-no. I don't support pedophilia. I don't support Volcon, Lolicon. I don't support any of that shit. So anybody who ever wants to label me as a pedophile, good luck. Because I've fought pedophiles. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you're wearing green. The Experiments of Twilight Sparkle, Twilight's Dollhouse. Okay, the Experiments of Twilight Sparkle is just a Twilight version of Cupcakes, only a little bit more severe. I personally don't care for it. It's basically a torture porn fic. That's another thing I don't like about Cupcakes, torture porn. I don't like it. I'm more of a psychological horror kind of guy. No. Twilight's Dollhouse. I never really got heavily into that one. Like I was going to read it, but then I saw the grammar. Holy no. What are your thoughts on The Cough? The Cough is a good one. That is actually a good granddaddy that I can agree is a good fic. Like, okay, the backstory could have been explained a little better, but then again, it's kind of not needed. It adds more to the mystery aspect. Like, what is the cough? Where did it come from? What is it? You know? And for those who think that the 28 Pranks Later, like, beginning line, no, it's not based off of the cough. But anyways, the cough is a good one. It leaves that mystery aspect to it to lead the suspense. And that's what I really like about it. Like, I've listened to it maybe twice, but it's a good one. It leads to it has that mystery aspect, everyone turning against each other, not knowing who the killer is, and you truly never know who the killer is. Is it Fluttershy? Or not the killer, the one who coughed. Is it truly Fluttershy? Or was it someone else trying to cover their skin? Did Fluttershy just want to go away from all this shit? I wouldn't blame her. Horrible way to go, but yeah. That's one thing I liked about The Cough. The Cough was legit. It made sense. And felt real. Like, a lot of people chastise me in 28 Pranks Later of, you know, Twilight killing Fluttershy. Like, a lot of people say, why didn't Twilight just go to Celestia? People, you realize that the cookie virus is airborne, right? Twilight has it. If she goes to Canterlot, she's going to transmit the disease to a princess. And we've seen what it does. It causes death. She's going to kill Celestia if she goes to Celestia. Like, I don't know how many times I've answered that freaking comment. A lot of people liked the sequel a lot more better, and I agree. It was way more better written. And a lot of people wonder, you know, that like Twilight couldn't kill Applejack and Fluttershy. I'm like, do you not realize how she's killing her? She's killing her out of what you would call mercy. Like, she kills Applejack because she knows she's doomed. She doesn't want her to die a worse fate, so she just kills her instantly because she knows we're done. Fluttershy begs for death. She wants mercy, so Twilight kills her. I mean, mercy kills are understandable. They're friends. It's up to season 6, so they are definitely close friends. So yeah, I don't understand. Why are people griping me for, you know, Twilight not being able to kill these things? And most importantly, why would you go to a princess? The sequel explains it way better. It's like I got a comment one time where somebody was griping me because the letter that states that Twilight needed help was kind of stuck at the bottom of the pile for Celestia to see, and why it took so long for her to get back to Twilight in the castle. They said, oh, it wouldn't happen that way. Celestia would have seen it immediately. I'm like, would you have an imagination? It states right in the text, it is because of lag, because there was a lot more things in the way. Not everything is going to be to your wants and needs. Fuck off. But the cough is a good one. I really did like the cough. The sequel was written by a pedophile, so I don't like him. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's fine. Yikes, agreed. Holy shit. Would the CMC and Spike be considered minor still even after the final episode? Yes, in my opinion. Because the last problem was more just an epilogue, so that takes place in the future. But if we're going off of, like, you know, season 9 ending, like the final battle, I still don't, like I said, I see them as I see them. I will always see Spike as a baby dragon. I will always see the CMC as the CMC that we watched over 9 seasons. They were kids, so I don't agree with that. Okay. How about A Puppet to Her Fame? I've never gotten around to that one. Again, another longest fuck one that I don't really have the time to get around to. I know Scribbler read it, but I haven't gotten around. I just don't have the time. Agree. Your fanfic reading 28 Pranks Later, instead of rage-infected monkeys, it's cookies. A lot of people did reference it to 28 weeks later, or 28 whatever days later. I've actually never seen that movie. I've never seen 28 I've never seen 28 weeks or days later. Never seen it. I know it's a British film, horror film, and the main virus is the rage virus, which is transmitted by blood, if I'm not mistaken. A question, since we are on the topic here, is a question about Fallout Equestria. I don't even know anything about Fallout Equestria except the character that's the main character, Pip. And a question in Fallout specifically. I am not a gamer. I don't know anything about Fallout. All I know is it takes place in like a post-apocalyptic future. That's all I know. That, and you go around and kill these things. But other than that, I don't know anything about Fallout Equestria. All I know is Pip is the main character. There's a lot of not safe for work art of her. The series itself is not safe for work, but I don't know. I'm not really heavy into Fallout Equestria. That's one thing that I really haven't touched on in the fandom. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to close the stream off because we're 18 hours over, or 18 hours. We're 18 minutes over what I said I was going to close off at. Are you gone? No. I don't know what problem people have with cold coffee. It's good. Like a good old coffee cup that's gone ice cold. Oh yeah, that's my jam. I love ice cold coffee. Same could be said for Silent Hill and Silent Ponyville, but I was curious specifically for Silent Hill, for the Silent Hill part. And Resident Evil, I haven't played any of the games I mentioned, and good to know. Silent Ponyville does match Silent Hill very closely, except differently in one manner. Because, okay, Silent Hill is a game about, yeah, it's originally a game. Silent Hill is an entity in its own accord. It's basically a place that you go to find, to like confront your demons and to accomplish something that you've avoided, like to find something. But in the games, the people are led there by like different reasons, not by dreams. And that's not where Silent Hill is. It's not in your head. It's actually a legit town. And the town is actually real. It actually is a true town in the United States of America. It's like in Seattle. It's like in Wisconsin or something like that. I can't remember. But it's actually based off a real town. But Silent Ponyville goes like this. The first Silent Ponyville. Pinky's having nightmares, like dreaded nightmares, and it's like a signal from a major spoiler. Like, how do I explain this? But it's all coming from her subconscious, like her psyche up here in her head. And up until she confronts this sin, or like, this demon that keeps bugging her over and over again, she's just going to keep experiencing these terrible nightmares, this constant dread. That's what Silent Hill is. Silent Hill is a story about, or like a game about someone confronting their worst demons. In the case of Silent Ponyville 1 was about Pinky confronting like an old demon from the past that she forced herself to forget. Second one is about Fluttershy confronting her father, who was abusive and mean as hell, and confronting, like, okay, the whole scenario in the second one doesn't make any sense. Rather than it being like her confronting the fact that she didn't kill her mother, it's about her confronting her abusive as shit father that doesn't deserve any forgiveness, honestly. But okay, one of the arcs of the story is Fluttershy's mother, who is deathly ill, confronts her like in a insane manner, and Fluttershy is forced to defend herself in self-defense. So what happens is she ends up killing her mother, and her father walks right in on it. So he thinks that she killed her. But the truth is that Fluttershy was just defending herself. That would have made sense for a moral. Like, that would have made so much more sense. Like, Fluttershy blames herself for her mother's death and forced herself to forget about it. Come back to Silent Ponyville, you find out the truth, and you find this revelation of, oh god, I didn't kill my mother, and I didn't actually kill my mother. I can actually move on and be peaceful, at peace with myself, Something like that would have made a lot more sense. If you haven't watched Lost Narrator's, reading of it, oh god, go watch it. It's fantastic. Just be ready to have a strong stomach and be prepared. Because there was one chapter where I got pissed. But Silent Ponyville does follow very closely to Silent Hill. It's just in the psyche. It's just in your psyche, like your darkest part of your brain, I guess. Like those lost memories are all combined into one place, and you have to go there to confront. As it says right at the beginning of the game to Pinky, you must first cross darkness before you can see the light, or something like that. And that's the truth. We have to go through dark times we have to actually go through the darkness before we can find the light, before we can find, our safe haven. Which is kind of relevant to Silent Ponyville 1, because it does actually happen. And there's a lot more endings to it. I just read the true ending because I like the true ending best. Same could be said for Honor. I was going to make a joke that you were drinking empathy cocoa. Okay. I'm glad to hear that 20 Prank Slayer is not related to 28 Days and Weeks Later because I never watched any of the movies nor your series yet. Imagine if the cough creepypasta was made in 2021, 2020. Shit. My story, the 28 Prank Slayer and 20 Prank Slayer, the after, you know what I mean. Twilight's Transmissions and the Aftermath have fallen to that freaking meme. Because, okay, I've asked very politely in the comments section, like I've got a pinned tweet saying, can we please relay from the COVID comments, please? Because that is something I just don't want to talk about. I don't like it in my comment section, and I hate it because it's a political manner. Well, some people have listened, some people have not. But whatever, it'll be a meme. But first things first, COVID doesn't cause COVID-19 doesn't cause, well, YouTube, elephant in the room, I guess. It doesn't cause you to have bleeding eyes and coughing blood up. It doesn't. It causes a cough. It can cause worse, but it doesn't cause what the joke cookie epidemic does at all. No, it's fine. I don't worry about it. I mean, it is what it is. Whoop-de-doo. That was written back in like 2016. The first one, anyway. Well, the first one was actually started in 2016 and was ended in... I'm trying to remember, actually. Was that 2019 or 2020? I think it was 2019. Yeah, I finished in 2019 and it started in 2016 and ended in 2019 because it was supposedly going to be a canceled story. So, yeah, that happened. Then people just started memeing the fuck out of it in 2020. I'm like, oh my god. Funny thing, I thought or think the part of what Unmarked was missing or kind of needed was exploring more of psychology or the psychology of the inside mind of Apple Bloom. I've been seeing zombie movies with comments saying anyone watching this during I agree. That could have been a better add-in to Unmarked, but you know, I wasn't the best writer back then, and I wanted to stick mainly to what was going on between Annie and Coltstein. We already knew Apple Bloom's possessed. We already know that's the thing. We're trying to actually solve to see if Apple Bloom actually did kill her friends. That's the thing. We don't know if Apple Bloom actually did kill her friends or if this demon, you know, forced her to kill them. Which technically, Apple Bloom didn't kill them. She took their souls. Well, she didn't even kill them. Annie took their souls because Apple Bloom defied her in the last unmarking. All of the blood, you know, Annie staged it to look like she did kill her friends, but she didn't kill them. She took their souls, which is pretty much killing somebody without, stabbing or anything like that. Taking someone's soul is literally just killing someone without bloodshed. Part of my thoughts of my actual or full review of Unmarked that I'll be doing eventually, but I do like it. There are many things I will say. One thing I really wish I would have actually done better was Coltstein and Daisy's relationship. They just kind of seemed like a story element added in for funsies, which they were actually. What are your thoughts on the reading? I haven't listened to it. It's not that I don't actually care to listen to it. It's just I haven't had the time. Normally if I listen to something longer, it's normally on autoplay. It's like I started listening to something the other day that was like over an hour long. I don't even remember what it was. But I just remember it was a longer thing. I just don't remember what. I want to say... Oh, it was an Equestria Girls analysis video. It was like 42 minutes long. But it was at night, I was relaxing, and yeah, no big deals. But Anyways, guys, I'm going to close it off here because my voice is getting tired and I'm getting tired. So, well, I'm not getting tired, but I'm hungry. So, I will chat with you peeps later, and I don't know if I'll stream the next part of the stuff, because that's when the real, like, bringing the story together element really comes into play. But I don't know, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.